recording? Yeah. There we go, there's the church. So, that's the church at Nouvelle. So you would have been familiar with that. And all this street down here, you can see all the buildings are quite old. So you would have been very familiar with the shapes of some of these buildings here. Yeah, we're crossing over, we're crossing. We have to keep looking left and looking right because we are tourists. So here we are, streets of Nouvelle. I don't know what Nouvelle means. New village? Something like that maybe? A lot of these here. That's, there you go. And there's obviously the memoriam there to the soldiers. Excellent there. It's okay, go on, you can be famous. Yeah, even the engagement from the Second World War is recorded here as well. I don't know where Tracy's leading me, so we'll just we'll go with it. I think she's looking for a way into the churchyard for us. Excuse me, which I think she's found. There we go. So there it is. And had it been open, I bet that stained glass window is absolutely amazing. But there it is. Beautiful. I'm not really a religious person, but that is stunning. I do like architecture, you know, and churches are beautifully built. It's saying there's an entrance around here, but I'm presuming everything is shut now. Yeah. So we've got all these nice links to it, and with it being quite an old building as well. Check that out. 1968, excellent year. It's when I joined the planet. You can't help but wonder when you see some of the damage to these, to the brickwork. You know, you can see like tiny little shards and where pieces are, you know, knocked away and stuff. You can't help but wonder, you know, is that from, you know, from battle scenes, you know? So yeah, here's the church. This is what he would have seen. Who knows if they've even been in it. I can see the memorial that they have for both the wars, and that's to the people of France that gave their lives in conflict. Also, to move around here, they got their names on there. Look, here's the year they were born. All around 1915. Look. And here's the civilian victims. And quite a nice traditional deco building there. Art deco. And this square, actually, these buildings look quite old over there as well. So quite a few of these buildings would have been standard. But I think there's definitely a chance that my grandfather knew this particular skyline. Possibly knew that. Definitely knew that. And I think, obviously, looking up there, he would have recognised some of those buildings up there. So yeah, I'm glad I came. Glad I came, definitely. Right. Okay. Right. Good look at this here, where the soldier is, with the fence there, and then look here, and then you can see the Remagen bridge down there, and this is where the soldier was standing, and that's where someone was standing in the 70s when the picture was taken, because the tree's there now. But the old pieces, what they all have in common is this piece of fence here. It's, you know, so technically, looking there, that's the viewpoint there, and obviously the bridge, and those are the towers there, you can see. It's an amazing view as well. We'll do a panoramic area. Look, there we go. Just look at that view there. You don't realise how big the Rhine is until you see it in its entirety. You can appreciate it up there. And tomorrow we're going down. There's a museum. I think it's called the Museum of Freedom, and we're going down there. You know, so obviously I'll do some filming down there. And Gert's also arranged a visit where we go and look at some German artifacts from World War II as well. So, fantastic. And there you can see Gert. Papa Bear. He's describing everything to Tracy now, because bless him, he speaks excellent English. So yeah, it really is turning into a great tour and holiday at the same time, and all these colours as well, autumn colours, beautiful. Right, that's it for that. Right. So the church over in the distance, which is called Apollinaris, as Gert has nicely pointed out for me, that's where the Americans first came in so that they could look at the Remagen bridge, obviously to size up what kind of an assault was required and what they were going to do. And we're standing on the site of an artillery defensive position which the Germans had here, and it's this dip down here, and that was an 88mm that was positioned in there, which obviously, if you look, the arcs that these guys had was a phenomenal area that they could cover, you know, to protect this area. And also, unluckily for them as well, they were very exposed to aircraft as well, you know, so it would have been a daunting position to be in, because he would have been the first thing that anyone would have wanted to attack. This cross was financed by the people from Apple, and it's a memorial to people who lost their lives, and it says on there actually. It's erected in memory. So, what, the victims of the bridge?
Yeah.
Does that mean? Yeah.
Victims.
Yeah, the victims of the bridge at Remagen, and then it's got January 1944 to 1945. Obviously, Gemeinde Erpel, which means, you know, from the people of Erpel. So, and there's also something that I don't know what this. You know, it's a bit like in Paris they have the same thing, and I think it's just a way that, you know, people lock something together. You know, this is their personal tribute, either to each other or to something like this. You know, so quite amazing. Yeah, yeah, you can see actually here. I'll bring the camera down. So, there you go. Okay, we've just taken a brief stop, so I'll take you down this hill. We've just left the memorial up on the hill there, and Gert just pointed out some trenches that were, this is the defensive line where the Germans were dug in, which you can see clear as anything. So I'll climb inside. There. And you can see there, look, and it goes all the way up the hill there, look. Defensive line there. So, with a metal detector in here, you'd definitely find some stuff. Yeah. So this is where they would have been keeping their eyes, you know, on everything. And that would have been their view. Well, I suppose unless you knew about the area, you just drive past it because it just looks like a ditch, you know. But yeah, we're very lucky that Gert knows the area and he's able to pass on this information to us all. So yeah, the German defensive line there. fact, I'll just nip over here, minding my head, and you can see the system as it goes round. There we go. There, look. I'm not quite sure what that was, but it could have been something to do with it. There. Check that out. Impact crater, dugout, don't know. It's in front of, so I wouldn't like to guess. Ironic that you can hear gunfire. Can you hear that gunfire in the background? We were at the top of the hill, and just as we were about to leave, we heard a big siren which sounded like an air raid siren. It's very surreal. Gunfire, air raid sirens. That's what I just said. We'll get down the road here and there'll be a bloody checkpoint. Right, there we go. And what Gert was explaining here, this is obviously encased and it's 300 metres long inside, and they've turned it into a theatre.
Local.
So if you look up there,
It's major from the city.
theatre in the tunnel, and every year, August to the 6th of September, they do the story of the bridge, Remagen. They reenact it. You can see what it did look like when the bridge was still standing. If you can just see inside there. So obviously this is this part. So we're standing here, which is there now. And obviously there's that picture when we were up the top of the hill there. And actually there's quite an amazing view when you stand here and look. You have an amazing view of Gert and Tracy, but also the view straight between the two towers there with the flags and everything. So this is the railway line. This is where it came straight through. So it's I think it's a fitting tribute that people have chosen to remember it, you know, and do the theatre, you know. And it's not all about remembering, you know, the war, stuff like that. It's more about remembering the people, the personal sacrifices, soldiers on both sides of the fence that stood up for their country when asked to and did their duty, and some of them didn't come back. And that's what we're remembering, you know, those who gave up their youth and their life, and those who survived the war, who never really recovered. They were left to relive the nightmares until the dying day, a lot of them, you know, and that's the people that we're, you know, that we're paying homage to, you know. But what a fantastic view that is, you know. And as Tracy's pointed out from here, you know, we've got a great shot. And a fantastic shot, actually, of the flag in the sun there as well. So, but what I would like to do now is change the subject and go on to a geology point of view. And just look at the shape of that rock. Look at that. Oh, that I mean, that was folded up like the crust of a pie. And at the top of that is the cross where we were, and that was where the German, the 88mm was positioned, right up there.
Make money.
It's just pointed out at the top of this turret here there was a machine gun post, and there you can see the bridge, you know, where it would have gone straight to. one of the shelters that a guard would have used. Normally it would take one person, but in an air raid or an emergency they would put 4 people in there. And it's an original piece. You can see here there's indentations there, shell fragment, you know, ricochet and stuff like that. And we're at the base of the museum now, base of the bridge. I'll just go along and point out some of the American units that were used to cross over. So, here we go. You can see there. All I'll do is I'll just leave it on there for a while so that you can actually read the units or read what it says. So I'll just zoom in on that there, and then you can see the units that were involved in the crossing of the Rhineland. And then here again you can see impact craters there. And that's the museum inside, which will be going inside shortly.